Welcome back to this second hour of Hereticus session 17. And so Tim and the watch sergeant Enoch. So the watch sergeant pulls Tim aside and means to have a strong word with him.
Oh, you make it sound so scary.
No, it really isn't. So he does pull you aside, really, and he looks down at you and asks, "So I take it then that you are the marksman in your unit. Am I
That would be
correct?"
correct.
Right. You, like I said during the briefing, you will, or rather, you might encounter Dark Ildar while on the piety of Seth.
Hmm.
The Dark Ildar are like nothing you have ever faced before. They are ruthless, beyond human capacity. They are quick, and they are invisible until they wish not to be.
I think that makes Tim's eyes widen a little because that makes it a whole lot more difficult to prepare for them.
Yes. I say this for a few reasons. One, before you leave, make sure you visit your quartermaster and have him give you all the equipment he possibly can to help you deal with this. I would suggest certain scopes. You might consider thermal vision. This is not a guaranteed advantage, but it might be. It depends on the type of equipment these Dark Eldar utilize.
I assume they do not cast shadows.
No, they don't. Again, not unless they want to. They are devious Dark Eldar. As are all Xenos, of course, but these ones in particular.
If you do not mind me asking, do they have particular strategies they favor?
They are extremely prone to sudden and vicious attacks. They like to be up close and personal and feel the fear and the pain of their enemies. They feed on it. And when I say they feed on it, I mean that quite literally. That is not to say that they do not have ranged capacity. They most certainly do. But up close and personal is their favored means of attack, because it lets them sense the fear and the danger and the pain of their enemies.
Should I then assume that they have psyker senses?
Dark Eldars, while certainly capable of utilizing psychic powers, very rarely do so, for reasons that, quite frankly, are beyond me. But I'm sure you may have lore on that in your librarium. They do, so like I said, they very rarely use their own psychic abilities. They do use psychic technology, though, and so
Are their senses otherwise as ours?
they are much more refined and much more sensitive than our own.
My initial idea for a last resort would be a light bomb of some sort to blind them as I make a retreat. Do you think such a strategy would be effective?
Yes, it would. No more so than against human adversaries, but yes, certainly.
Tim nods, and it's clear that he's already trying to plan out how to deal with this. Eventually, he looks up and says, "Thank you very much for sharing this with me."
How is your close quarters skill set?
Lacking.
You might want to remedy that then.
I shall look into it.
Good. Well, I hope that this small talk was needless, that you will not, in fact, encounter the Dark Eldar. But I fear you will.
As do I.
He puts a massive hand on your shoulder and nods and then leaves.
And I think Tim definitely heeds his advice and goes to the quartermaster.
Okay. Cool. So the quartermaster has been told to be ready for you guys because you're going out on a mission. So there is that.
Hello.
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 Hello. Yeah. So basically, just to do a quick recap of what's happened so far is that Trina had a small chat with Sister Francesca, basically asking her some of the questions she asked you guys last session, and then some. Then you guys got your next mission. You're basically going to Akalon's homeworld to find more of these strange geometric shapes that you've been finding here in Hive Sibyllus. And there is a secondary mission or objective for you, which is basically so if there is any kind of heresy to be found amongst the Imperial Guardsmen fighting on the piety of Seth, you are to end it. But your primary mission right now is to go find those geometric shapes that the Inquisitor is sure can be found on the piety of Seth. And now Tim has just had a chat with a Space Marine. That's really what's been going on so far.
Okay.
So yeah, Tim, you go to you go see the quartermaster, and like I said, he's been told to expect you. And as you enter the armory, he smiles at you and says, "So, are you ready to go on mission?"
Not quite yet, but I'm hoping you can remedy that.
Oh, I'm sure I can. What are you looking for?
I'm told that I might have to deal with a ruthless enemy that prefers close combat and is capable of becoming invisible at will.
Okay. So, what we're looking at is probably scopes.
First and foremost, I was told that a thermal scope might be effective.
Very much so. Well, it depends on the enemy's technology, of course, but I do have some scopes that should give you an advantage in that regard. I'll fetch one of those for you. Is there anything else you're thinking that might come in handy?
I was thinking, do you have any sort of non-lethal flash bomb I could throw at my feet to blind them as I attempt my escape?
Well, there's the I do have some regular flash grenades.
Would they hurt me if I threw them at my feet?
No, as long as you you make sure to not look at the flash that is produced.
I would like that then.
All right.
Do you have tripwire and the like?
Oh, most certainly, most certainly. What are you thinking? What kind of setup are you thinking?
I would like to have as many options as possible when setting up a safe location for me to snipe from.
Okay. Okay. So
Also, if it is at all possible, technology that detects xenos as they approach.
technology that detects well. So I think the best thing I have for you there is an Auspex. But that isn't specifically for Xenos, but for bioscience in general.
Outside of scopes, do you have any kind of goggles I might employ?
Goggles. Well, so I do have some goggles that basically present you with the same vision range as these scopes. Only you aren't as reliant on your scopes.
I should like both, in case I need them for close quarters combat.
All right, excellent.
Also, if you have any sort of smoke-producing grenade.
Okay. He types it into his data slates and says, "Just a minute, I'll go see what I can find."
Do you think if I went to the kitchen area that I might be able to convince them to give me some flour?
Some flour.
That is assuming it would stick to an invisible enemy.
So do you think that are we to take the word invisible literally or figuratively?
How do you mean?
Well, are they actually able to become invisible, or are they merely so skilled at stealth that they are unseen?
What was the title of that guy I was talking to?
Watch Sergeant. Yes.
Watch Sergeant.
Yes.
I was told by the Watch Sergeant that the Xenos would be able to turn invisible. But it might be prudent to have means to detect both.
Right. Well, so the Auspex and your scopes and goggles should definitely help in that regard. I suppose if an enemy does become invisible, then flour. I must admit I don't think I've heard that one before, but it seems so basic, doesn't it?
That reminds me of another basic thing I need.
Huh?
I would need glass that I could then grind into a fine dust and throw in the eyes of my enemy.
Oh, that sounds ruthless.
I was told my enemy would be as well.
Well then. Flour and glass can certainly be procured, and I'm sure the kitchens would be more than happy to help in that regard.
I should also look into getting some armor of some sort, I assume, if they are indeed fond of close quarters combat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually remember what I have right now. I can see it provides one double versus primitive weapons.
That is something like cloth armor or primitive armor. There, you probably should look into something like flak armor.
Yes.
Yeah, same as Aklon has. So
Tim would like the best he has that doesn't overly impede his movement.
Okay. Let's see. So it really depends on what exactly it is you want. Do you want something that covers everything, or do you just want certain parts of your body protected, such as your head or...
I assume there's a drawback by saying I want something that covers everything.
Well,
Weight, primarily?
yes, that is the primary drawback, would be weight.
Yes, Tim is not strong enough to actually carry heavy armor.
So what would then be a good idea would be something like flak vest or flak cloak or flak jacket, maybe. Those would certainly cover your body, and a flak jacket also covers your arms and your legs.
Oh, he would like that then.
Okay.
Some sort of that. He also suddenly remembers that perhaps he should look into things that conceal his own position, such as something to conceal his own thermal output or cloak him in any way.
Mm-hmm. There is something. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, and a bandolier or some such to carry all this stuff in.
Sure. You can get a backpack or something.
It would be easier with a bandolier or belt pouches that I could more easily access.
That is true. That is true. So, so regarding making yourself more stealthy, there is a thing called the Camelio line cloak, which basically grants you a plus 20 bonus to all concealment tests. And if you remain stationary, which basically if you've taken up a position and you're just lying there, you count as if being at extreme range when you are targeted by ranged weapons.
That is good.
It is extremely rare, though. What?
Is it possible to get one?
That's the thing. It is possible to get one, but it does mean you won't be leaving just quite yet. If you want it, you'll need to wait a while.
How long?
The quartermaster indicates it'll probably be 3 days before he can get it. It is possible, but he doesn't have one in stock, and it'll take a while for him to get it.
I will go talk to my superiors. I don't imagine it will be a problem. I imagine they will need to prepare as well.
All right. Well, I'll set things in motion, and you go have a chat with your superiors then. Why don't I find the other things you've requested, and
that would be nice.
Okay, so he does do that. He gives you there are 2 scopes, or rather 1 scope with 2 visions in it, two modes really.
What kind?
Thermal and night. Thermal.
Mutant?
Yeah, and he provides you with a set of goggles that basically does the same thing. Only it isn't a weapon attachment. He then also provides you with tripwire, as you've requested, and he provides you with a whole bunch of grenades.
Any number, or should I just write a whole bunch of grenades?
Oh, I'll make a finite number.
Okay, so both smoke and flash.
10 of each. And then he also provides you with 5 so-called crack grenades.
That is horrible. That is good.
Crack grenades are
Armor piercing.
much more powerful than regular frag grenades. They deal more damage, and they have a penetration of 6. However, the drawback is that they are directional. But that makes them excellent for tripwires.
Yes, and how many?
5 of those.
Yes.
And he also mentions, no, he doesn't, because he doesn't know the nature of your mission, so he doesn't mention anything. So yeah, 10 smoke, 10 flash, which are in this game called blind grenades.
Blind grenades, cool.
And these 5 crack grenades, KRAK, AK. The damage dealt by these crack grenades is 2d10 plus 4, and they have a penetration of 6.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
So much more powerful, but directional.
How about armor?
Armor, you get a flak jacket, which is which covers arms, body, and legs, and its armor points is 3 on each. So.
Yes. Anything it's particularly good against, or is it just 3?
No, it's just 3.
Cool. What else did they ask for? Bandolier?
Yeah, you can get a bandolier. No sweat there. And then the Camellia line cloak, but that's going to take a while, and you might want to take that up with Sister Francesca.
I think that's the next place Tim goes.
All right, cool. So yeah, he absolutely finds Sister Francesca.
Well, I think actually Sister Francesca is on her way there as well. So
okay, cool.
I think we'll all be going there to get kitted out anyway.
Yeah,
cool.
Because there are 2 things that she needs, and one of them he can probably supply because she needs frag grenades specifically. Because again, massively useful things.
And again, the quartermaster doesn't know this, of course, but you are going to a place where there's war, and so things such as frag grenades, smoke grenades. If you do run out of the ones you get here, you can always.
It's possible to get them there. It should be, but it's still. We don't know. Quite simply, we don't know if we'll be going to a hot LC.
Nope.
So
Nope. True.
If we land somewhere in the middle of a firefight, I'd like to have the grenades already.
Yep. Makes all kinds of sense. Okay, cool. Well, so Sister Francesca is basically standing right there then, as is Ackerman.
Yes.
And I take it Medea, because Medea, you've been talking about getting some weapons as well for some time now. So I'm going to assume that you're in the armory as well.
I'm no longer in the medical bay.
No, as far as I recall, you basically at the end of last session you wrote something about sneaking out.
You snuck out. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, and that works for me. No problem.
Yeah, the last image we saw for last time were her sneaking out. I actually thought they'd get her back, but sure.
Nah. I'm going to say that she's not out at a point where she is as good as new, really. So
I mean, the other thing I think that it's worth, which we talked about at length last time, is that aside from new weapons, Medea needs to get some goddamn armor.
Yes.
Yes, that as well.
Indeed. Some bloody armor would be a good idea.
In that case, I imagine that even though she only got 10 of her 16 hit points left or back, she would have snuck out, and when the other found her, we'd be like, yeah, I've totally been written out of that place.
Yeah.
And whenever she then saw any Medicae personnel going anywhere, she hit.
Works. Works. Cool. It should also be mentioned that when you do land on the Piety of Seth, you will be at full wounds at that point, because the journey is going to take a while. But yeah, Sister Francesca, well, you're all standing there, really.
Sister Francesca.
Indeed.
I was wanting to talk to you.
Well, I'm here.
I, as you know, had a conversation.
Yes.
I was advised that we might be fighting a fierce enemy who prefers close quarters combat and has the ability to turn invisible.
Well, that's obviously a problem.
I've been preparing as best as I can. I am, however, I have been told that I need to wait a few days before the last and probably quite important piece of equipment can be procured.
Yes, I do not believe we have that long. I believe that the idea is that we leave later today.
You believe or you know?
I'm pretty sure that this is the case.
Would
At
it be
no
possible?
later than tomorrow, and we can't postpone it.
He looks to the quartermaster,
Sure.
as in asking, could you procure it that soon? But he doesn't say it.
Okay, so I'm going to do like so, and no, actually, I'm going to have you do like so. Could you roll me a D100, please?
Just flat.
Yeah, just flat.
I'm pretty sure D100 isn't flat, but okay.
Eddie.
Well, we do usually say roll high, don't we?
Yes. So the quartermaster scratches his bald head for a bit, and he's clearly thinking about it, and then he takes a deep sigh and says, "So I'm going to have to call in every favor I have for this."
So basically now Tim owes him.
And that means, good sir, that you owe me big time.
I shall be happy to repay you in any way I can. Obviously, having this item will ensure that I'll actually, hopefully, be alive to repay you.
That's a good point.
You are a good man.
Yes, but
Very much.
on the other hand, if I didn't have to do this, I would have a whole slew of favors to collect elsewhere, so... It is... of course, I am in the service of the Inquisition, so I am more than happy to help you. I can have it for you within the next 3 hours.
That's fine. That is doable. We won't leave, as I said, until at the earliest a little later today. We can postpone it that long, if nothing else. But I probably my guess is that we'll be leaving, first light tomorrow, more or less. It's not, it does take a little while to actually make the transit from here to a ship in orbit. We have to go through, all manner of clearance. So
Yes.
Indeed.
Don't I know it? Don't I know
In that case, I shall be back in 3 hours. In the meantime, I will go to the kitchen.
All right.
I have preparations to do.
All right.
Baking a cake.
very nearly he needs out of character. Very nearly he needs flour.
I know that part, but
Yeah.
Medea doesn't.
So-
yeah.
Heine!
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, is it possible to get something compressed, like, we have whipped cream in a can?
I suppose. Yeah.
Great. I shall have a few of those in case I need them to explode and cover my enemy in whipped cream.
I love the alternative ways this man is thinking. I really do.
Yep.
Aerosol cans.
I'm happy I get to display the fact that Tim is very, very thorough in his preparations.
I love this.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the quartermaster looks at the rest of you.
Yeah. I don't know about I'll let the others if they have anything they need first. Medea needed some armor.
So first of all, as I understand it, Aya, you wanted some guns for Medea. Is that correct? Or am
I have no idea anymore.
Okay. Okay. So we'll start with the armor then. Well, so the question is, what
I
kind
think, while you think, I do believe Medea has learned how to use bolt pistols, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
of...
Get bolt pistols.
Right.
Accolon.
Christ almighty, get both pistols!
Yeah, Accolon. We're just going to be a team of...
Yeah, and I'm going to trick mine out in the biggest possible way, I can tell you. I have 2 ideas that I'm going for with them.
Right.
Or with that.
Okay, so armor-wise, do you want something that protects all hit locations, or just the body, or what are you thinking?
If I may make a suggestion, Aya?
Still need to move around.
Yeah, you still need to move around, but I'm thinking something like carapace armor might actually be a good idea if he has it.
He does.
Because you are out in the open quite a lot. You're not, whereas Tim takes up, protective cover somewhere, and Accolon has his psychic powers to assist him in various ways. You are really, really exposed on a number of occasions, and I would strongly recommend that you get something like carapace armor, because it's sure, it's heavy, but it also offers you the best protection you can get apart from power armor.
Yes.
Question is if I'm strong enough to actually wear it.
You would be, I think. So a chest plate, a carapace chest plate would, it weighs 7 kilos or kilograms, and it gives you protection on your body of 6 armor points.
Let me just find you a picture of what carapace armor might look like in this. Here, brilliant picture. Here we go. This is useful. These are the different parts of carapace armor. It's so-called Kazakin armor, and that is the best you're gonna get.
Oh, can you find a picture of the flak jacket I got as well? Then?
Of course.
Yeah, and in this case, it would be the chest plate that the quartermaster suggests that you get. It only covers the body, but that is. I can't remember when I've actually done a cold shot for any of my NPCs. It is the hit location that is most often hit in this.
Yeah, I think just for the because in character we don't really know that. So I think that Francesca would at least suggest she gets a helmet as well. There's also this. This is also carapace armor. That's just somebody actually wearing it. And we have black armor. It's the guy with the bolt pistol in this picture is wearing it. The guy in the middle who's half turned around. That's a flak jacket.
Okay.
It looks a lot like carapace armor. It's just it offers a bit less. It's not quite as heavy.
Less protection, more mobility.
Yes, whereas the Kazakin armor that I showed, this is really good. This is a female Kazakin of all things. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, they do exist after all. Female guardsmen exist.
Of course they do.
That's an elite within the Imperial Guard. The Kazakin are the stormtroopers of the Imperial Guard.
She looks far too sweet and innocent for this universe.
I was about to say,
yeah.
The Kazakin are the other stormtroopers of the Cadian regiments.
Yes, they're really, really bloody hard. They're good soldiers.
I mean, yes, we've got the other...
Well trained, well motivated. They all carry hotshot las rifles. So, Anyway, yeah.
So, for Medea, the suggestion is that she gets a chest plate and a helmet.
Yes.
The chest plate would cover the body, of course, and the helm would cover the hit location. Yeah.
It's never a bad idea to have something that covers the head, just, grenades and shit.
Yes. So the question is that what you want to go for, or do you have something else in mind?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I forgot I had pushed to talk.
Oh, oops.
So, okay, so the chest plates gives you armor points 6 on body. Which means that you subtract 6 from the damage dealt.
Six,
you're
and 6 and your toughness bonus.
Yes,
so
yes.
you know it'll make you a lot more survivable.
Yes, it will. And the helmet provides you with armor points 4 in your hit location. So that's also quite decent.
There.
Oh, and
Written them in.
Sweet.
probably
Awesome.
the most iconic form of carapace armor in the entire Warhammer 40k universe.
Ah, yes.
And yet I don't know it.
The Adeptus Arbites.
Yes,
That's
because
what they wear.
yes, the Judge Dredd carapace armor, basically.
Yes, basically.
They are the law. Anyway, okay, so that's Medea's armor, and do you want to go with the suggestion of having twin bolt pistols, Zaya?
Yeah.
That's certainly
That-
doable.
It's probably the best gun you're gonna get at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
So should I give you the stats for the bolt pistols then? Let me just find it.
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Bolt pistol. There we go. So I'll just go from the top. What I have here. So the range of a bolt pistol is 30 meters.
Yeah, that's the short range, of course. So it'll just you'll get some minuses going further out than that.
Yes.
But a bolt pistol has the damage of it is tremendous. Also, you just got carapace armor. Getting close to your enemy isn't going to be nearly a problem anymore.
No.
Mm.
The pistol's rate of fire is S/2, and that means single shot and a burst of 2.
Mm-hmm.
The weapon's damage is 1d10 plus 5. I don't
And
think
what
is there
penetration does it have?
Is there something called type on your character
Yes,
sheet or something
there
to that
should be.
effect? That
Yes,
is
there should
X.
For explosive?
Clip.
Yes, clip is 8.
Reload.
Reload is full.
You mentioned
Pen.
10.
Pen is 4.
Anything special with it?
There's nothing special
Okay.
about it.
How can you say that?
That is a lovely, lovely, lovely weapon you just got yourself. It
Yeah.
is.
Because I personally have no idea why it's so special. But yeah.
It's
It's-
an iconic weapon within the Warhammer 40,000.
Not only is it an iconic weapon, but it has very high damage because the penetration means that almost anyone you come up against who's wearing anything short of carapace armor, they don't count as having armor at all.
Nope.
It's they don't subtract armor. If they're wearing a flak vest, you're gonna rip right through it with that.
It
And-
also does more damage, it sounds, than my long glass. Actually.
It does.
Well-
It does.
Okay, the point is, in the fluff, a bolt, what the bolt weapon fires is basically a miniature rocket
Yes.
that's basically then launched out of the barrel, activates, penetrates the target, and then explodes
Yes.
internally, causing massive internal trauma.
Yes. But the main thing, the reason in purely game technical terms, why it is so good, is because you can fire it at a burst, so you can fire 2 shots with each every round, as you have two weapon, or you have the 2-gun thing. So you can fire 4 of these bolts per round with 2 distinct attacks, which means that you have a potential to do, let's face it, up to 4 times 1d10 plus 5 with a penetration of 4. It should also be said, the thing you just got does the same damage and has the same penetration as my full bolter. The only difference is mine has a considerably longer range and a much bigger clip.
Yes.
That's the only difference.
It's a powerful weapon, basically.
Very.
Which
Okay,
should allow you
yes.
to deal a whole lot more damage. And I'll just what I've I've posted a link to a series of images so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah.
The bolt pistol.
While you're in there, Heine, you have private messages. for
Yes, I just saw, so I'll just quickly read through them. I have 2, if I
me.
2.
Yes.
It looks chubby.
Yes,
It is.
It really
Yes.
is.
Again,
The fat boy of the pistols.
Yes.
something like that. Yes.
Let's
I like
see.
the one with the skull on it.
Yes.
Well, then I'm sure that you can be allowed to have those. And then I'll just dig up a picture of what I'm carrying around, because that's a specific brand of bolter. It's
So
a
do you-
slightly
Rasmus, do you want the answers in a whisper, or just should I just answer?
Either's fine.
Okay, so for your first question, just add them. Maybe whisper that you have added it, so that I know, but you don't have to run them by me as such. Yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
And or rather, yeah. So send a whisper that you intend to grab it. You don't need my permission, let's say.
Okay.
Also, do you know if there's? And that's actually a good question. I don't know, but
Well, in that case, it might benefit to ask everyone.
yeah. So does anyone else in this game or in this group know if there's a skill for setting traps?
I don't actually know. I don't believe there is. I don't actually think there is, which is clearly an omission, because, you know, if you're playing let's just say you're playing a guardsman as a character and you're from Katachan, I think there's a reasonably fair chance that you know how to set traps.
Or if
Yep.
you're Tim.
Or if you're Tim. Let's see.
Or at least if you're playing Tim, you will want to know how to do it.
Yes, you will.
Because quite frankly, these Dark Elders sounds like the absolute best counter to Tim in any way.
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
they
they
are.
are.
They are horrific.
The point is that they are most well known as raiders. That is their sort of raison d'etre. Is to
Yes.
they raid and ice
They're the
vulnerable
fastest.
targets.
They're the fastest race in the Warhammer 40k universe.
Yes, even more so than their Craftworld brethren.
I'm not seeing any mention
No.
of traps in any of the skills.
That's something we might have to try and look up later.
Yeah, I'm actually tempted to just let you set the traps, unless the circumstance requires a roll, which means you're basically setting a trap under extremely stressful situations, which wouldn't be when you set a
It might
trap normally.
happen.
But other than that, I'll just let you place your traps.
Cool.
No worries. Okay, so
I think Akalon would like some things if there's still some time.
there is.
I
But
think
first,
we have time for both of us. so-
Rasmus, you wanted to say something?
Did?
Didn't you? Okay, cool.
I think it was just okay. Then that's how it is.
Okay,
Or,
cool.
You know, I agree or something like that.
Cool. Sweet. Okay, so well, Akalon and Chiska friend, Chiska sister.
You're
friend.
really.
It's just Francesca.
Well, to be fair, I am in zombie mode at the moment, so
It's fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
am super tired.
You see, that's how inclusive we are, ladies and gentlemen of the listening audience, that we actually allow, you know, the undead to GM our games for us. Anyway, Akalon would also like one bolt pistol, seeing as he's been doing some practice in, and he'll turn in his second las pistol because by this point he's weighed down by the number of weapons he's got.
Yep. Okay.
And he will inquire if there's a possibility of an upgrade to his flak jacket as well, because he expects to be getting reasonably close to combat. Maybe, if, I don't know, if there's anything else, or maybe just getting a helmet to go with it.
Oh, sure, that's doable.
I have to get one that, you know, you might have to get one. Actually, well, The only issue, of course, is that with him being a psyker, he might need a helmet that can deal with all the pipes sticking out of his skull.
Well, so you do have 3 hours to, or at least 3 hours to do some customization on a helmet. So
I just love the idea of them sat there with Akalon and just drilling holes in the top of it.
that is basically what'll happen if you want a helmet. It's basically you and the quartermaster spending time to customize a helmet for you.
Yeah, that's. I think let's face it. It would any opportunity to provide some additional protection to my head is going to be quite important.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. So is that just a flak helmet, or are you going with something carapace, something to that effect?
I don't know. What's he? Well. Well, again, you don't do many calls.
I'm pretty sure there is something about armor getting in the way, especially helmets getting in the way of psychic powers, which is why there's such a thing as psychic hoods.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Ooh,
Yes.
you can get a badass hood.
It's not a literal hood. It's like a large metal sort of cowling that goes over the top of a psyker's head.
Oh, that sounds much less badass.
Well, you should see some. Let me see if I can find it.
See if I'm finding a picture.
Oh, no. I cannot be a source of art. It must be Francesca.
Here we go. There's an image of a marine psyker. They're the ones who usually use them.
Yes, the librarians.
Librarians, indeed. Here we go. This is a good example.
I'm not seeing anything, but that's not to say it isn't.
Do any of you guys know if cinnamon is as efficient as pepper if thrown in someone's face?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's
terrible.
worse than pepper. It
Yep.
also ruins the eyes permanently.
It's terrible.
Thank you.
Terrible.
I shall definitely add some of that.
It ends up he's coming back with sugar because that gives people diabetes, and cinnamon and flour and maybe a little bit of salt because to rub that in the wounds, and everyone is just looking at him with a, "Are you gonna bake a cake or something?"
It would be a horrible cake consisting of powdered glass, flour, powdered pepper, whipped cream, and cinnamon.
Just death and torture by condiments. I'm not sure whether the Dark Elder would be horrified or aroused.
Probably aroused.
They
Yes.
would be aroused.
Probably aroused. They love their they love torture in all its manifold forms.
Yes, I would make the argument somewhat reasonably that they're perhaps the only people in the entire galaxy that it is somewhat reasonable to kink shame.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yep,
I'm just being creative. It might save my life.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Anyway, okay,
Yes.
so maybe just to skip the helmet because the psychic hood's probably going to be one of those. I don't imagine it's that common.
I don't think you can actually. Yeah, I think that's the other thing is that psychic hoods require a power armor to power them.
Yes.
Well, could I get some power armor?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think that is restricted to actual inquisitors.
Yeah. Privileged bastards. Anyway, okay, fine then. I suppose I'll just have to stick with what I've got.
Well, you can always upgrade your armor. You had a flak jacket or flak
Black
vest?
jacket, yes, which is covering most of my body at this point.
Yes, a flak jacket covers arms, body and legs. So the thing about I was going to suggest upgrading to carapace, but the problem with that is, if you want to cover all the same hit locations as your current armor, it weighs a ton. Well, not
Yes.
literally a ton, but it weighs a lot.
But it will slow me down, basically.
Yes, it will.
It doesn't
I mean-
have an internal power source like a power armor. So
No, of course not.
It'll slow you down.
I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe sacrificing my leg armor and then getting carapace, chest plate, and some flak van braces instead. or something. I don't know.
Sure. I think that might work.
Because I know you can get individual flak armor on the different limbs if needs be.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that.
So I'll get a carapace cuirass and remove that. Carapace. Chestplate. Okay, and the bolt pistols. Yes, as I say, Aklon will turn in his second last pistol. Keep the compact one because you never know when you might need a last resort weapon.
Sure.
Good point.
Okay, I think that's well, yes. Anything like grenades and things, Aklon can probably deal with his psychic powers, so he's content.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
And then I think we're ready.
Well, I haven't.
Okay. Do you want to do that after the? Do you want to do that first, or should we have a break first?
Now we can just take a break and deal with
Yeah, sure. We can deal with it as soon as we come back. I don't think we're going to be gone for that long.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll take our last break, and we shall be right back.